The national animal of Bhutan, the Takin Budorcas Taxicolor. In the mystical kingdom of Bhutan, nestled high in the eastern Himalayas, roams one of the world's most extraordinary and enigmatic creatures. The Takin Budorcas Taxicolor, Bhutan's national animal, stands as a living symbol of the country's commitment to environmental conservation and its deep spiritual connection to the natural world. This remarkable mammal, often described as one of nature's most peculiar creations, embodies a unique character of Bhutan itself, rare, resilient, and deeply intertwined with ancient traditions. The selection of the takin as Bhutan's national animal is far from arbitrary. This decision reflects centuries of cultural significance, mythological importance, and the animal's integral role in Bhutanese folklore. According to local legend, the takin was created by the divine madman Drukpa Kunli, a revered 15th century saint known for his unconventional teaching methods. The story tells of how Drukpa Kunli magically combined the head of a goat with the body of a cow to create this extraordinary creature, demonstrating the power of transformation and the beauty found in diversity. Physical characteristics and appearance. The takin is truly one of nature's most distinctive mammals, possessing a combination of physical features that seem borrowed from various animal species. Adult takins are impressively large, with males typically weigh between 250 to 400 kilograms and females ranging from 180 to 280 kilograms. They stand approximately 100 to 130 centimeters at the shoulder, making them substantial creatures well adapted to their mountainous habitat. The most striking feature of the takin is its robust, barrel-shaped body covered in dense, woolly fur that ranges in color from golden brown to dark brown, often with lighter patches around the face and chest. Their thick coat serves as essential insulation against the harsh Himalayan climate, where temperatures can plummet well below freezing. The fur becomes particularly dense during winter months, providing crucial protection against the elements. The takin's head is perhaps its most distinctive feature, combining bovine and caprine characteristics in a way that appears almost mythical. They possess a broad, somewhat flattened face with small eyes positioned on the sides of their head, providing them with excellent peripheral vision to detect predators. Their nostrils are large and well-developed, adapted to thin air of high altitudes. Both males and females sport short, curved horns that grow backward and slightly outward, though males typically have larger, more pronounced horns. Their limbs are remarkably sturdy and well-muscled, perfectly adapted for navigating steep, rocky terrain. The hooves are large and rounded, providing excellent grip on precarious mountain slopes and rocky outcrops. This adaptation allows takins to traverse terrain that would be challenging for many other large mammals, making them true masters of their mountainous domain. Habitat and distribution. Takins inhabit some of the most challenging and remote environments on Earth. Their range extends across the temperate forests and alpine meadows of the eastern Himalayas, including Bhutan, northeastern India, northern Myanmar, and southern China. In Bhutan, they are primarily found in the country's northern regions, particularly in areas above 2,500 meters elevation, though they can be found at altitudes ranging from 1,000 to 4,500 meters. The preferred habitat of takin consists of dense rhododendron and bamboo forests, alpine meadows, and rocky slopes. These environments provide the diverse vegetation that forms the foundation of their diet, while offering the steep, inaccessible terrain that serves as natural protection from predators. During different seasons, takins exhibit altitudinal migration patterns, moving to higher elevations during summer months to take advantage of fresh alpine vegetation, and descending to lower, more protected areas during harsh winter conditions. The terrain they inhabit is characterized by steep slopes, deep valleys, and dense forest cover, making takin populations naturally fragmented and difficult to study. This habitat preference has likely contributed to their survival, as the inaccessible nature of their environment has provided natural protection from human encroachment and hunting pressure. Climate plays a crucial role in shaping takin habitat preferences. They thrive in areas with high humidity and significant precipitation, conditions that support the lush vegetation they depend upon. The monsoon rains that characterize much of their range create ideal conditions for the growth of the diverse plant species that make up their diet. Behavior and social structure. Takins exhibit fascinating behavioral patterns that reflect their adaptation to life in challenging mountain environments. They are primarily active during dawn and dusk hours, a behavior pattern known as crepuscular activity. This timing allows them to avoid the extreme temperatures of midday while taking advantage of optimal foraging conditions when many of the preferred plant species are most nutritious. Social structure among takins is complex and varies significantly with season and environmental conditions. During summer months, they often form large herds that can number in the hundreds, congregating in alpine meadows where food is abundant. These gatherings serve multiple purposes, including enhanced protection from predators, improved foraging efficiency, and opportunities for social bonding and mating. However, during winter months, takins typically break into smaller groups of 10 to 30 individuals, often segregated by sex and age. Adult males may become more solitary during this period, while females and juveniles tend to maintain stronger social bonds. This seasonal variation in group size reflects the adaptive strategies necessary for survival in their challenging environment. Communication among takins involves a variety of vocalizations, including grunts, snorts, and whistles. These sounds serve different purposes, from warning calls that alert the herd to potential danger to softer contact calls that help maintain group cohesion in dense forest environments. Their excellent hearing, adapted for detecting sounds in their mountainous habitat, makes vocal communication particularly important. Takins also engage in various forms of physical communication, including head movements, posturing, and scent marking. Males, in particular, use scent glands to mark territory and communicate reproductive status, especially during mating season. Diet and feeding habits. As herbivores, takins have developed sophisticated feeding strategies to extract maximum nutrition from the diverse plant life available in their mountain habitat. Their diet is remarkably varied, consisting of over 40 different plant species, including bamboo shoots, rhododendron leaves, various grasses, herbs, and seasonal fruits. Bamboo forms a particularly important component of their diet, especially during certain seasons when young shoots are available. The high nutritional content of bamboo shoots provides essential energy and nutrients needed for survival in their demanding environment. Takins have developed specialized feeding techniques for accessing bamboo, using their strong jaws and teeth to break through tough outer layers to reach the tender interior. Rhododendron leaves, despite containing compounds that are toxic to many animals, form another significant portion of the takin diet. They have evolved physiological adaptations that allow them to process these potentially harmful compounds safely, giving them access to a food source that other herbivores cannot utilize effectively. Seasonal variation plays a crucial role in takin feeding patterns. During spring and summer, they take advantage of fresh growth, tender shoots, and a variety of flowering plants. Autumn brings opportunities to feed on fruits and seeds, helping them build fat reserves essential for surviving harsh winter conditions. Winter feeding focuses on whatever vegetation remains accessible, including bark, dry grasses, and hardy evergreen foliage. The takin's digestive system is well adapted to their high-fiber, plant-based diet. Like other ruminants, they have a complex stomach system that allows for efficient breakdown of cellulose through bacterial fermentation. This adaptation enables them to extract maximum nutritional value from plant materials that would be indigestible to many other mammals. Reproduction and life cycle. The reproductive cycle of takins is closely tied to seasonal patterns and environmental conditions. Mating typically occurs during late summer, specifically from July to August, when food resources are most abundant and environmental conditions are optimal for successful reproduction. Female takins reach sexual maturity at approximately 2.5 to 3 years of age, while males typically mature slightly later, around 3 to 4 years. The gestation period lasts approximately 7 to 8 months, with most births occurring during spring months when environmental conditions are improving and food resources are becoming more abundant. Typically, females give birth to a single offspring, though twins are occasionally reported. Newborn takins are remarkably well-developed at birth, able to stand and follow their mothers within hours. This precocial development is crucial for survival in their challenging mountain environment, where mobility and the ability to keep up with the herd are essential for avoiding predators. Maternal care is intensive, with mothers nursing their young for several months, while gradually introducing them to solid food. Young takins remain closely associated with their mothers for their first year of life. learning essential survival skills, including foraging techniques, predator recognition, and navigation of treacherous mountain terrain. The bond between mother and offspring is particularly strong among Takins, with communication between them involving specific vocalizations that help maintain contact in dense forest environments. This close relationship is crucial for the young animal's survival and successful integration into the social structure of the herd. Mortality rates among young Takins can be significant, particularly during their first winter when harsh weather conditions and limited food availability pose serious challenges. Those that survive their first year typically have good prospects for reaching reproductive maturity and contributing to the population. Conservation status and threats. The takin faces numerous conservation challenges that have led to its classification as near threatened by the International Union for Conservation of Nature, IUCN. While not immediately facing extinction, takin populations have experienced significant declines across their range, making conservation efforts increasingly critical for the species' long-term survival. Habitat loss represents the most significant threat to takin populations. As human populations expand and development pressures increase throughout the Himalayan region, the pristine mountain forests that takins depend upon are increasingly fragmented and degraded. Road construction, logging, agricultural expansion, and infrastructure development all contribute to the reduction and fragmentation of suitable habitat. Climate change poses an emerging threat that could have profound impacts on takin populations. As temperatures rise and precipitation patterns shift, the delicate balance of mountain ecosystems that support takins may be disrupted. Changes in vegetation patterns, shifts in seasonal timing, and alterations to the availability of critical food resources could all negatively impact takin survival and reproduction. Hunting pressure, while reduced in recent years due to conservation efforts, continues to pose a threat in some areas. Takins are sometimes targeted for their meat, hide, and horns, which are valued in traditional medicine practices in some regions. The large size and relatively slow movement of takins make them vulnerable to hunting pressure when it occurs. Human-wildlife conflict is becoming an increasingly important issue as human settlements expand into traditional takin habitat. Takins may occasionally damage crops or property, leading to retaliatory killing or efforts to exclude them from traditional ranges. Finding ways to minimize these conflicts while maintaining viable takin populations presents ongoing challenges for conservation efforts. Disease transmission from domestic livestock represents another potential threat to wild takin populations. As domestic animals are increasingly grazed in areas that overlap with takin habitat, the risk of disease transmission increases, potentially impacting wild populations that may have little natural immunity to livestock diseases. Conservation efforts in Bhutan. Bhutan has emerged as a global leader in conservation efforts for the takin, implementing comprehensive strategies that reflect the country's commitment to environmental protection and biodiversity conservation. The designation of the takin as a national animal has elevated its profile and ensured that conservation efforts receive strong government support and public attention. The establishment of protected areas has been central to takin conservation in Bhutan. The country has created an extensive network of national parks, wildlife sanctuaries, and biological corridors that protect critical takin habitat. Jigme Dorji National Park, Royal Manas National Park, and several other protected areas contain significant takin populations and provide essential habitat protection. Bhutan's unique approach to conservation is exemplified by its constitutional mandate to maintain at least 60% forest cover in perpetuity. This commitment ensures that the forest ecosystems that takins depend upon will be protected for future generations, providing a foundation for long-term species survival. Research and monitoring programs have been established to better understand takin ecology, behavior, and population dynamics. These studies provide essential information for developing effective conservation strategies and help identify emerging threats before they become critical issues. Community-based conservation initiatives have engaged local populations in takin protection efforts. These programs recognize that conservation success depends upon the support and participation of local communities who share the landscape with takins. Educational programs, alternative livelihood opportunities, and participatory management approaches have all contributed to building local support for conservation. The Takin Preserve, located near Thimphu, Bhutan's capital, serves as both a conservation facility and an educational center. Originally established as a small zoo, it has evolved into a research and breeding facility that contributes to takin conservation while providing opportunities for public education and awareness. Cultural significance and mythology. The takin hold profound cultural significance in Bhutanese society, deeply embedded in the country's religious traditions, folklore, and national identity. The mythological origin story of the takin, created by the divine madman Drukpa, reflects important Buddhist concepts about the nature of reality, transformation, and the interconnectedness of all living beings. In Bhutanese culture, the takin is often seen as a symbol of uniqueness and authenticity, qualities that resonate deeply with Bhutan's approach to maintaining its cultural identity in an increasingly globalized world. Just as the takin represents a unique evolutionary path that has resulted in an extraordinary creature, Bhutan sees itself as following a unique development path that prioritizes gross national happiness over purely economic measures. Traditional Bhutanese art and literature frequently feature takins, with their distinctive appearance making them popular subjects for paintings, sculptures, and decorative arts. These artistic representations help maintain cultural connections to the species and reinforce its importance in national consciousness. Religious significance extends beyond mythology to contemporary Buddhist practice in Bhutan. Many Bhutanese view the protection of takins and their habitat as a form of merit-making, contributing to positive karma through protection of sentient beings. This religious dimension of conservation provides additional motivation for protection efforts beyond purely scientific or economic arguments. The takin appears on Bhutanese currencies, stamps, and official government symbols, reinforcing its status as a national emblem. These visible reminders of the species' importance help maintain public awareness and support for conservation efforts. Scientific research and study. Scientific research on takins has expanded significantly in recent decades, driven by growing conservation concerns and improved access to their remote habitats. However, studying takins remains challenging due to their preference for inaccessible terrain and their naturally wary behavior around humans. Genetic studies have revealed important information about takin evolutionary history and population structure. Research has shown that takins represent an ancient lineage within the bovid family, with genetic adaptations that reflect their specialized mountain lifestyle. These studies have also identified distinct subspecies and helped clarify taxonomic relationships within the genus Budorcas. Ecological research has focused on understanding habitat requirements, feeding ecology, and seasonal movement patterns. Radio telemetry and GPS collar studies have provided valuable insights into takin ranging behavior, revealing complex patterns of seasonal migration and habitat use that inform conservation planning. Physiological research has investigated the remarkable adaptations that allow takins to thrive in high-altitude environments. Studies of their cardiovascular and respiratory systems have revealed specializations for oxygen transport and utilization that enable them to remain active at altitudes where many other mammals would experience severe limitations. Behavioral studies have documented complex social structures and communication systems, revealing that takins possess more sophisticated behavioral repertoires than previously understood. These studies have important implications for management practices in captive populations and for understanding the social needs of wild populations. Collaborative research efforts involving international teams of scientists have enhanced understanding of takin ecology across their entire range. These partnerships have facilitated sharing of research techniques, standardization of monitoring protocols, and coordination of conservation efforts across national boundaries. Future prospects and challenges. The future of the takin faces both promising developments and significant challenges. Conservation successes in Bhutan and other parts of their range provide hope that with continued effort, takin populations can be maintained and potentially increased. However, mounting pressures from climate change, habitat loss, and human development require sustained and enhanced conservation efforts. Climate change represents perhaps the greatest long-term challenge for takin conservation. As temperatures rise and precipitation patterns shift, the mountain ecosystems that takins depend upon may undergo fundamental changes. Adaptation strategies will need to be developed to help both wild populations and conservation programs respond to these changing conditions. Technological advances offer new opportunities for takin research and conservation. Improved tracking devices, remote sensing technologies, and genetic analysis techniques are providing unprecedented insights into takin ecology and population status. These tools will be essential for monitoring population trends and developing effective conservation responses. International cooperation will become increasingly important as conservation challenges transcend national boundaries. Regional conservation initiatives that coordinate efforts across the takin's range will be essential for maintaining viable populations and genetic diversity. Education and awareness programs will play crucial roles in building support for takin conservation among future generations. As Bhutan and other countries in the region continue to develop economically, maintaining public support for conservation will require ongoing efforts to communicate the importance and value of protecting species like the takin. The takin status as Bhutan's national animal provides a unique opportunity to demonstrate how cultural values, scientific understanding, and conservation action can work together to protect biodiversity. Success in conserving this remarkable species will serve as a model for protecting other threatened species and ecosystems throughout the Himalayan region and beyond. Conclusion: the takin stands as more than just Bhutan's national animal. It represents the country's commitment to balancing human development with environmental protection. This extraordinary creature, born from legend and sustained through scientific conservation, embodies the possibility of coexistence between human societies and the natural world. As we look toward the future, the fate of the takin will serve as an indicator of our collective ability to protect biodiversity in an era of rapid environmental change. The conservation successes achieved in Bhutan provide hope and serve as a model for protecting threatened species worldwide. However, continued vigilance, research, and conservation action will be essential to ensure that future generations can experience the wonder of encountering these magnificent animals in their mountain kingdom. The story of the takin is far from over. With continued dedication to conservation, scientific research, and international cooperation, this remarkable species can continue to roam the misty mountains of Bhutan and beyond, serving as a living symbol of the magic that exists when humans commit themselves to protecting the extraordinary diversity of life on Earth. In preserving the takin, we preserve not only a species, but also the values, traditions, and ecological wisdom that make Bhutan truly the last Shangri-La.